Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to explain our major project on the analysis of housing rental sector in Ireland. The housing market is one of the most important markets in an economy, both from a household perspective, as the cost of accommodation is typically by far the largest expense in a household's budget, and from a policymaker's perspective, with the bulk of developed countries' wealth in real estate. The research by the Economic and Social Research Institute suggests that Irish house prices could rise by 20% in real terms over the next 3 years because of strong economic growth. The rental market in particular shows no signs of cooling, with prices advancing for 23rd quarter in a row for the first quarter of 2018 according to the latest DAP reports. The annual rate of rental inflation has been above 10% nationwide for over 2 years. Currently, 66% of the population lives in urban regions, compared with 80% average among the OECD countries. But with Ireland's transition from agriculture to service, this figure is creeping up, resulting in higher density population in urban areas. Many seeking accommodations are pushed further and further away from their places of work, and in many cases families too, with long and expensive commutes. The current market indicates high rate of inflation rate due to strong demand but weak supply, meaning that there are underlying problems. Ireland is currently trapped in a situation where the housing prices are increasing far faster than prices in the rest of the economy. The issue of housing has been a major contributory factor in the recession of 2008 and is thus a major concern to Irish social and economic development. Based on the given scenario of high demand and low supply, our project is focused on investigating the key factors affecting the rental domain to uncover actionable insights using data science and business intelligence that could be used by economists, rental service providers, policymakers, and researchers to provide a healthy housing system. To achieve the project goal, we set up the following scope for our project. Firstly, we find the existing trends by analyzing the market and deriving relationships. Next, we forecast the future by building a model that is based on these relationships. The data for our analysis is collected from DAFT, CSO and the Department of Housing, Planning and Local Government. Before we begin, let us understand the three main factors that affect rental housing prices. The first is migration of people from rural to urban areas. It is driven by people in 20s and 30s who are looking for opportunities either for education, work, or forming households. The second is immigration. The period 2011 to 2015 was largely one of immigration with 125,000 people living in Ireland. But this has changed in recent years with a rise in immigration. This in turn has made immigration as one of the important factors in creating demand for housing. The third factor is construction. The census results show that the country added 170,000 extra people between 2011 and 2016. Given the likely composition of new households, about 2.5 people per household on average, this means the country added almost 68,000 new households in those 5 years. But the census reports revealed that there were just 17,000 new homes added to the existing stock of dwellings. In other words, for every 4 new families formed, just one dwelling was built for the entire period from 2011 to 2016. Other notable factors in creating demand for housing are increase in lifespan. With better healthcare facilities, people are living longer. Drop in household size. Ireland's average household size has fallen from more than 4 people in 1971 to roughly 2.7 people today. The overall point is, Ireland needs roughly 3 times as many new homes to be built per year as currently the case. Now let us look at the relationship between these factors by conducting descriptive analytics using TABLEAU dashboard. To perform geospatial analysis, the shapefile of Ireland was downloaded and was mapped to our original dataset using the inner join condition on the basis of county names. To demonstrate the actionable insight, the heat map representing different counties with average rental price is displayed. The value differs based on the selection of the room type and the year provided by the user. For example, the average rental price for Galway is 762.8, comprising of all the room types and for the time period 2011 to 2017. If you are interested to analyze the rental price for 3-bed apartment for the time period 2015 to 2017, it could be observed that the rental price for Galway has come down to 657. It can be also inferred that the Dublin has got the highest rental price, followed by its surrounding counties, whereas the rest of the counties haven't shown that much increase in the rental price just by visually looking at the color of the heat map. Interactive dashboard has been designed to present trendline analysis with year-on-year average rental price and the percentage difference on the selection of the county in the heat map. For example, we are interested to analyze the change in rental price for Galway, Cork and Dublin for a 3-bed apartment type for the time period 2011 to 2017. It can be inferred that the trend for Dublin, Cork and Galway have been similar for average rental price as well as its year-on-year percentage difference for that period. Dublin, however, did not have the same depth when the rental prices dropped in the year 2015. Professor Ronan Lyon of Trinity College Dublin offered explanation for this change as the accommodation seekers could not affect the asking price, resulting in drop in rental prices for that year. And another interesting analysis could be found for the 5-bed apartment type. As you can see, there is an increase in the rental prices for the year 2017, but the exception was the case for the County Donegal, where there was a decline in the rental price for the year 2017, and this could be explained with the impact of Brexit. Time series analysis of major factors affecting house prices such as net migration, GDP percentage growth, and rental price index is visually represented. Moreover, the rental price index of 100 is taken for 2012 and change in index for other years is reflected based on this value. Net migration rate has grown exponentially with over 40,000 extra people added between 2015 and 2017, causing a domino effect that resulted in increased rental price index. This indicates high rate of inflation that is embedded in the market due to strong demand and weak supply. An increase in GDP growth is seen for the year 2015, mainly due to low corporate tax resulting in attraction of large multinational corporations to relocate their economic activities, specifically their underlying intellectual property, to Ireland. Another interesting analysis has been identified to provide time series comparison between dwellings completed and homelessness count. This analysis offers little comfort to those who have to venture and seek rental accommodation. For 2012 and 2013, the increase in homelessness could be explained mainly due to the affordability of houses and partly by the reduction in dwellings completed while immigration was increasing. It should be noted that the number of new dwellings in our project includes all residential accommodations, and hence we are assuming that this factor affects rental prices indirectly. The picture, however, turns worse. Even with the exponential increase in new dwellings between 2014 and 2017, the supply is not enough to accommodate the rising population, causing a complex housing crisis problem. According to Irish Times, housing data is flawed and the government is basing its housing policy on inaccurate data. Government has said that 14,932 homes were completed in 2016, while the Department of Housing estimated 8,729 estate homes were built in 2016. In reality, the actual figure was found to be 848. We want to clarify that our analysis was based on the CSO dataset and it correlates with the findings from the Department of Housing. Focus of the TABLEAU analysis has always been to understand the direct drivers to rental economy and investigate unusual trends if applicable. For our model, we consider 6 different factors such as physical attributes of the building, which includes apartment type, population attributes such as net migration, homelessness count and percentage change in population, construction factor, that is the new dwellings completed, location factor, which is the county, economic factor that includes GDP growth rate, and finally the time factor such as year and quarter. We then build different machine learning algorithms to understand existing trends and predict the future. Since our outcome variable rental price is continuous, we made use of different machine learning methods such as multiple linear regression, decision tree using k-fold cross-validation, and random forest. 2 key factors to identify the performance of the model such as R-square value and sum of square error are computed. R-square value determines how well the model fits to the given data, and sum of square error measures the difference between actual and predicted values. An ideal model has the highest R-square value and lowest sum of square error. From our analysis, the best model was a random forest with an R-square value of 96.47%. This implies that the values predicted are extremely close to actual value. To avoid overfitting, we made sure that the model was trained on data from 2011 to 2016 and tested on 2017 data. So what's the business value? With the availability of big data, policymakers, economists, and researchers can now move from descriptive and diagnostic analytics to prescriptive and predictive analytics to provide sound evidence-based decision-making approach. In the greater picture of solving housing crisis, a machine's perspective in the form of machine learning to find an alternate solution for economic stability in the rental sector can be analyzed. So let us look at the assumptions we made for rental price prediction in 2018. The number of dwellings are 3 times that of 2017. Net migration increased by 3,000 over the count in 2017. In machine learning analysis, it is found that population change had high linear correlation with the variable net migration. Thus, values were derived for population change with the help of linear equation framed along with the variable net migration. Likewise, values for the variable homelessness were derived based on its high linear correlation with the variable dwellings completed. Let us now analyze the TABLEAU dashboard we created for the comparison between descriptive and predictive rental price. It can be observed that the County Donegal seen a rise of 16.41% of rental price for the year 2018. The prediction is made based on the model trained for the time period 2011 to 2016. On the other hand, the County Dublin has seen a fall of 1.65% of rental price in 2018. The result was based on the model trained for the data in Dublin from 2011 to 2016 and the assumptions we considered for the number of dwellings and net migration in 2018. So looking into the future scope, this project can be integrated with existing housing analytics services provided by CSO and DAF to help in making a better decision. While we wanted to analyze if the current housing market is a bubble, It was not possible due to missing data in homelessness and construction datasets from 2007 to 2010. We encourage future investigation in this area to build a model that is trained to predict housing crisis. To remove dependencies on an erroneous record or the unavailability of data, additional factors such as population in each county, employment rate, new and existing rental accommodation built, and so on could be considered. The solution to the housing crisis in rental sector follows the law of supply and demand. More supply or less demand to reach equilibrium in rental market price. The tenants are far increasing the supply of rental accommodation in certain areas, and shuffling the fixed cost of rental homes among number of tenants will prove to be a dangerous play. Since it is not possible to ask the youth to not look for better opportunities by migrating to urban areas or to stop the immigration of skilled labor, the only possible alternative is to increase the supply for accommodation. The house should be constructed such that the new dwellings have high concentration near the urban region and gradually reduce while moving towards rural regions. A good indication of recognizing the demand would be to look at the average price of different regions in Ireland. In terms of analysis, the parameters to the model could be tinkered with to find the point where homelessness count is minimal and stability in rental market is accomplished. The policy can use our analysis to regulate the construction rate where supply meets the demand. And this is what we believe is where the business value lies in our project. In summary, first, we looked at the current housing rental market and the factors affecting it. Next, we conducted descriptive analytics using TABLEAU dashboard to comprehend how the various factors interact. Finally, a forecasting model was built that predicts the varying values of rental prices for each county. On the final note, we would like to express our gratitude and sincere thanks to our project supervisor, Dr. Murray Scott, and program director, Dr. Dennis. Thank you for listening, and we would appreciate your feedback.